a voice.
Doctor, gynecologist, obstetrician, scholar, consultant, father, friend, husband, vice chancellor, researcher. He has been called so many names. He has lived a life of impact and outpouring, a life many in the academia and beyond dream of. In the next hour, we will be looking at the story of this man, his family, background, how he escaped death, impact, and aspirations in life. His story began on Sunday, March 21st, 1954, 13 years before the Nigerian Civil War. He was born into an academically inclined family and was trained to be diligent in all his endeavors. He is a distinguished Nigerian academic and medical professional, the 14th Vice Chancellor of the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He served as a consultant of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology in the Faculty of Medical Sciences and Dentistry for 20 years. After elementary school in 1966, he was awarded a scholarship at Government College, Umuahia. However, his studies were soon disrupted by the outbreak of the Nigerian Civil War in 1967. He later resumed his schooling after the war in 1970, finishing at the top of his class in 1972. In 1973, he was admitted to the University of Lagos, where he obtained his bachelor's degrees in medicine and surgery. His leadership aspirations started at serving as a class rep, then a political tilt to becoming the vice president of the student union government, where he got the nickname Zoom for the masses. He spent his youth service working in rural clinics, which allowed him to gain first-hand knowledge in his career. Significantly, he passed his qualifying examinations in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, with flying colors, becoming the only one to succeed at his first attempt. His prolific research led to his appointment as a senior lecturer in 1991. Subsequently, he gained his postgraduate qualifications from the Royal College of Obstetrician and Gynecology in United Kingdom and College of Surgeons in the United States of America. In 1993, he became a professor of gynecology and obstetrics. As part of the requirement of being a lecturer, he has authored several books and is an editorial member of several journals. He is also known to be a research enthusiast with international repute, having numerous publications in gynecology, oncology, general gynecology, and abortion/reproductive. Research is also said to be the reason why UNN was ranked number 1 in Webometrics ranking. With over 30 years of professional and administrative experience and considerable knowledge in project planning and management, gained both in academia and the wider industrial sector, he has made for himself a name. He has contributed immensely to the improvement of university education in Nigeria. He has worked on infected and maternal fetal medicine, chaired several national committees, and contributed immensely to the improvement of university education in Nigeria. His inception as the Vice Chancellor in 2014 took off with many challenges. The university research ranking declined. As a result, he kicked off with 5-point strategic planning focus on academic excellence, quality campus environment, partnership, welfare, and integrity. In an interview with My School News TV, he spoke extensively about his achievements in his tenure as the VC, ranging from the completion and renovation of projects and the faculty complex, provision of machines and equipment to laboratories, renovation of staff quarters, sporting initiatives, as well as hosting a major West African sports events, establishment of the first and only university-based Lion Park in Sub-Saharan Africa, Lion Laptop Initiative, founding of Roa Hub, providing employment opportunities, 100% accreditation of all courses offered in UNN in his tenure, significant infrastructural buildings, undertaking abandoned or uncompleted projects, adequate electricity and water supply, amongst others. Prof has been responsible for several initiatives, including the introduction of graduate Doctor of Medicine degree in clinical departments of the College of Medicine, the first of its kind, and facilitating the initiation and accreditation of the first Faculty of Dentistry in Eastern and Northern Nigeria by the National University Commission, NUC. Through his charity work, he has established an NGO responsible for conducting free medical outreach programs for the treatment of rural communities in Nigeria. This free medical outreach is also seen in the last two free medical outreach he had before his valedictory lecture. He has received numerous national and international awards, a total of 55 awards from Nigerian institutions, recognition as African Patriotic VC of the Year in 2016, the Swedish Anders Fredrik Renell Award for the breakthrough study in hypertension, diabetes, and obesity, Distinguished Service Award from the President's International Federation of Obstetrician and Gynecologists, Fellow, Royal Society of Medicine from England, and Tekemi Fellow in International Health from Harvard School of Public Health, in recognition of his contribution to academic excellence and healthcare in Nigeria and beyond. As he turned 70, the father of 5 children and husband to one beautiful wife, shared some wonderful insights about his life alongside his plans for the future. It's our pleasure in My School News TV to introduce to you distinguished Professor Benjamin Chukwuma Ozumba. Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing today, sir?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm doing very well, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so sir, I would start by asking how turning 70 feels like.
Wow.
Because, okay, I've always looked up to getting old, because I think there was this poem we were exposed to in secondary school, The Panic of Growing Older. So I felt at some point, is getting old scary? How does it feel like getting old? So knowing that you're turning 70 very soon, I would love to also ask you this question. How does it feel like turning 70?
Thank you for your question. But, very germane, because you're meeting somebody who will be turning 70 within a week. And I'm actually back a quick question as you. See, is it scary? Do I look scared? You can see I'm very happy with myself. It's an important milestone. So I'm very happy doing things, celebrating it, announcing it, broadcasting it. To me, that's an achievement. And now I was talking to my students who are big doctors in the US now. They say, wow, you're talking about retiring at 70? No, why should you? Because in America, you work until you're tired. There's nothing like age of retirement.
Wow.
Nothing like that. And he said that 70 is the new 40. Of the way things are. I mean, look at it. You should have come for a morning walk. I was on top of the game. The other people were dropping off. So you can see the important thing are now going to do many things. Nobody's going to hold me down with a regular job. You can see what I'm doing. That's why I did the medical. Tell them what I want to do. I want the people who cannot access medical care now to receive it free of charge. If I put all my energy doing that, have I lost anything? I've seen many things. They're calling me for international collaborations. Things I set up when I was busy as Vice Chancellor, visiting Southeast Asia, sitting that they want me to do such things around here. So I'm not going to do so many other things I didn't have opportunity to do.
Wow.
You see, I'm somebody who is, if you ask me, multitasking. It was from my retirement as I'm not retired. When I was Vice Chancellor, I now have time to do things like practice piano. So I'm now an accomplished pianist.
Wow.
So one of my Swedish friend who was about 76 said I was playing piano. Wow. He was flabbergasted. You know, Sweden is a highly civilized country. I said, wow, why is man so excited? Because he didn't have that opportunity. So I have so many other things to explore. I like speaking language. I speak English, as you can see. I speak French. I speak Spanish. A smattering of Chinese. I'm not going to perfect them. So I have so many things to do. Like I told you, I set up the first technological hub in any university in West Africa, the first science park. I always tell people, we mustn't actually bring tractors. We built laptops and so on. So I'll still be heavily involved in innovation. So
it means
things to keep me busy.
70 is still active for you.
No, that is when I'm starting.
Oh my.
That is when I'm about to start. As I told you, they said 70 is the new 40.
Wow.
So I'm not when I'm starting, when I'm about to start.
70
You have told me that.
is the new 40. Okay, so as we proceed, sir, I would love to know a little about your background, how you started from childhood. Yes.
Thank you very much. About my childhood, I'll tell you about my parents too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say I was privileged because my parents were educated. My mother always tells us the story of how she was very good in maths and English after elementary school. She passed the exam to proceed to Queen's College, Lagos, the best school. But at that stage, she was too young to travel to Lagos. So she settled for the teachers' training college at Ugoba. Within 2 years, she was a grade 2 teacher. My father, his parents were very poor, but there was light in my grandfather. So he said the child must go to school because he was meeting some Englishmen as DO, district officers, and some other people in their class. He wanted his child to be exposed. We went up to standard 6. And then something happened. You see, when you are going to succeed, miracles will happen. To take the standard 6, a classmate threw a stone on the white man's car, the inspector, and smashed the glass. I know snitching. Nobody reported. So the white man said, nobody will do the standard 6 that year. If he had done the standard 6, he would have gone to be a village teacher. So the next year, he did the standard 6 and passed the entrance exam to the famous Ladies Memorial Grammar School in Onitsha, TMGS. Now they gave him boarding and tuition scholarship. You see how he got, otherwise he wouldn't have proceeded. His parents were too poor. So he now proceeded secondary school, did very well there, read on his own, admitted to University of Ibadan. Within 1 year, he was given the degree of BA London. That was the degree of what he was employed as a district officer TO in 1950. By 19, he joined the administration of Eastern Region by 1956. 59 was a DO. So they received independence.
Wow.
In 1960. So you can come from a privileged background, as I said.
Very privileged.
Highly privileged. And so they focused me on education. I finished elementary school. I passed my entrance exams, DNGS as usual, down. Government College, King's College in Lagos. But Government College of Ohio gave me boarding and tuition scholarship, college scholarship. That's what I know about preparation. My parents prepared me. I went in there, finished very well. Went into Lagos University, again as a state scholar. And that was where I honed my skills on leadership, because in elementary school at the age of 10, my mother enrolled me in the Boy Scouts, and the motto was be prepared.
Yes.
When Government College, I was prepared. I went to Lagos University. I was involved in student unionism. That is where I got my name, Zoom for the masses.
Wow. What office did you occupy?
Huh?
In the student union government?
Yes.
What office did you occupy?
Actually, I vied for the vice president of the entire university from the College of Medicine. But I didn't make it, but I won my election in the main campus. There are many campuses.
Yes.
But when they tallied, somebody stood posted, but I was already exposed. So I was heavily exposed in student unionism. It was during our tenure that they had the Aleman go. So it was a good thing I wasn't the president. Where they shot Kunle Adepoju. On the day I died in Lagos University. So we continued there. I finished my medical school, did my youth corps in Niger State. It exposed me to a lot of Nigeria. I was driving to Agungu, Bauchi, Jos, Maiduguri, and so on. And after that, I went to residency training, University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital. In 1981, I was senior house officer. 2 years after, I was senior registrar. It was a record that nobody could match. After that, by 1987, I got my fellowship. And then by 1988, I was appointed a lecturer. 2 years after, they baptized my senior lecturer, made it senior lecturer, but I was already publishing papers. I was trained in Lagos, so I knew what to do. So I was never really a lecturer. And then 1988, December, I was made, if you call it, senior lecturer. By 1993, I applied for professorship. They delayed it to 2001. And when they finished with it, they backdated it to 1993. So I became a professor 4 years and 9 months. A lecturer. So it has been a series of double jumps. I became Dean of Medicine. I was never head of department, double jump. I became provost.
Wow.
After that, I became Vice Chancellor in 2014, double jump. I was never a Deputy Vice Chancellor. But as you can see, in everything I was prepared. You can see in everything I was prepared. Those years gave me preparation.
Yes.
The news of what happened during my first attempt to be Vice Chancellor in 2009, let's leave it.
Let's leave it.
Yeah.
I think we want to know that.
Don't worry. We know what happened.
Okay, sir. You talked about traveling different places. You seem to be a traveler.
Yes.
Wow. So what was the last country you visited?
I'll start, I don't know. Let me start. The first one I visited was in 1990. Four in Lagos University. I visited United States of America because my uncles were there. And wonderful eye-opener. I visited again 1980 when I finished from the medical school. I visited United States again. Big eye-opener. You see, when you talk about development, by 1980, I didn't see more difference between America and Nigeria. Instead of staying back, I came back here. Opportunities, Naira was very strong. The buildings were more different. You can see the decadence. Now, I continued, and then I was now traveling between Nigeria and Europe and America after that. And then by 1992, I went for what you call fellowship in UK. I just did 1 year and got the membership of the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists out of Rush Bank. Because I believe that Nigeria was where I had my future. Those April, Musa and Japan, we don't come back. By 1994, I went back to Harvard University as a academic fellow in international health. At the end, I was rated as the most mature Nigerian to attend the program.
The most mature Nigerian.
Yes. This is a program attended by previous vice chancellor and so on. I was still a senior lecturer because they held my professorship. Then I came back, the same thing, traveling up and down. As I told you, the last place I visited was in China. China, that was that was officially 2019, after I had given a mandate for production, it produced the first electric car in Nigeria, line Ozumba 5531. Chinese invited me, and so on. I drove the electrical cars. They were ready to collaborate. I came back. As I told you, I was going to Sweden repeatedly. I became Vice Chancellor about 2016. I took 12 members of staff to Sweden, to Lund University, to study innovation. They said they've never seen a bunch like that. Immediately came started the Royal Hub. And when they came back again in 2018, the building for Science Park was virtually completed. The consultant who followed us back, Sven Thore, he's now in his 70s. He says that some people think inside the box, others think outside the box. But with Ben, there's no box. Yeah. Said with me, because what he has been seeing, he has been all over the world.
Ruined his mind.
Yes. He set up the first science park in Sweden. He said, I set up the first waste to wealth here. I gave the mandate to produce electricity in Nigeria. The first electric car. The first anything you can think of. I attracted solar energy projects to the energy center here. From the Germans, I visited Germany. We interrogating various aspects of energy. About 7 vice chancellors from all over Africa. And when it's up and running, if not for the terrorism, because their governments always advise them not to come. We have been set up here about geometric.
Yes.
We can do the same thing here. Our own solar energy project has been set up. It powers aspect of the hospital. You know, I'm a medical doctor.
Yes, sir.
Good aspects of the farm. Because University of Nigeria is the first land-grant university in Africa. The first involved Michigan State University. Michigan State University was gave me an award. They said, Prof. Ozumba, educationist par excellence. He reignited the relationship between University of Nigeria and Michigan State University. He's a transformative and innovative leader and a champion for AAP, Alliance for African Partnership. You see, what I have seen, I don't know. As you can see, what happens with me just comes naturally. Did I lobby them? The medical outreach I did I lobby them? How did it come to be? I was in Aba, Anambra State, my hometown, doing a medical outreach when the chairman of the council, SAN Emmanuel Okala, called me and said, Professor, congratulations. Yes. Come over to the University of Nigeria and sign the appointment letter as Vice Chancellor. Other people were carrying a respectable call. It was the same voluntary and sacrificial job we were doing, like you were doing. That is why I said I have to end and look at the medical outreach have been most successful.
Yes.
The communities have been very happy. And I thank all of you who volunteered and want to sustain it. As I told you, my goal is to make medical service now available to everybody in Nigeria without pain. Because I saw in UK, I was very surprised. You walk into a hospital, you are treated free. It's not that this is, somebody has paid for it. I want to get the diaspora. You see, the Igwe of Edemane is paying for their own.
Yes.
I want to make it sustainable. I mean, what if it's not, nobody is going to remain in this planet forever. The other people, I've now got congratulations from the former chairman of their town union. He said he was president of all the town unions in Enugu State, more than 400 and something of them. And during his time, they donated medicine for the whole state. So it is possible. Somebody has to lead it. Am I from Enugu State?
No.
And that is what makes the difference.
So, sir, do you have any memorable childhood experience? Something you can never forget that happened to you as a child?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. By 1967, I was 13. I was still a child during the Nigerian Civil War. The building were taking some educational studies was strafed, I won't say by fighter jets. They shot and shot and shot. It went to all of us. That's how the school dispersed. How can I forget it? In the midst of life, there was death. And that gave me, you see, my life is dogged with such miraculous escapes and achievements. I made an A in London GCE, English, which is unusual, not WAEC. I wrote an essay, a memorable experience. So this thing goes on and on and on and on. This question you asked me, and it was that.
The same experience of...
Yeah, it's a memorable experience, wartime experience, when you escaped death, and so on. So it depends on how you look at it. That was one shot. The second shot was during the war. I was what they call conscripted into the army at the age of 15. But they rescued me from the camp.
Wow. Okay, so can we know how you met your wife? Because we know you are married.
Very much so. Thank you for that. She's the love of my heart. After looking around, somebody invited us to a blind date.
Wow.
And that was that. It was electric. Well, like, and we took off from there. It looks like we were made for each other. And the search ended.
How did you propose?
Wow. It was a date. Let's go out. Are you with me? And from there, on and on. Okay? Ring slipped into the finger.
Wow. Did you kneel down?
No.
Wow.
I was more, I'm old now, but in my younger days, I was a nice gentleman.
So are you currently with your phone?
Yes.
Okay, for as many youths who are watching, I want you to tell us how much time you spend on your phone daily
Well,
on social media.
thank you for that. Very important question. I was spending too much time. I wake up in the morning, first thing is to start scrolling.
Okay, at a young age.
When did social media start?
Okay.
Social media was not there the past 10 years. Go and Google it. It's just starting, the internet. Social media is very recent, but I'm now decreasing it because otherwise it can take up all your time. There's nothing you don't find in social media. talk about it, education, religion, innovation, entrepreneurship, and so on. So you can be on it forever. So all I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to manage my time with social media.
So at the moment, how much time do you make sure you don't exceed?
Well, possibly not more than an hour and a half.
Daily.
Yes.
This is beautiful. So what do you spend the rest of the time doing?
Oh, can't you see my time is all over there, things to do. Look at what I've cataloged for you. I'm a practicing Christian, leadership in the Christian bodies, nights, and so on. When I have to improve it myself. I'm now a student of PhD in social sciences.
Wow. You're going back to school.
That is it. That is, I think
Wow.
that life begins, doesn't even begin at 70. That difference I'm making, teaching the younger ones. What's there in education? Education improves you. That's why I cannot stay all the time in innovation.
Now I believe learning never ends.
No, it's just that I told you. I'm not yet finished with my polishing my French and Spanish, not to talk of my Chinese and Arabic, which I have to do.
So aside medicine, academics, and you've talked about playing piano.
Yes.
What else do you do for leisure?
Wow. As you can see, I read a lot. I socialize a lot. I belong in many organizations. You see, I was the president of Football for Businessmen International. And as you can see, a lot of philanthropy, like what I'm doing in the public health. I told you I have to domesticate and domicile community health insurance. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes advocacy.
So what's your most valued asset?
In life,
Yes.
wow. If you say so, you have to be personal. My education. Education opens doors. Education is the great equalizer, and then Nelson Mandela. It opens doors, it solves problems. It empowers you. It gives you value. It gives you treasure. And so on. So that's my education. You can see that's why I'm still reading. It helps me to solve problems. It gives me my what I have to research on in PhD. Otherwise, you see, practicing medicine is good, but you can see it's narrow. If I was practicing only, Americans are surprised because my specialty is obstetrics and gynecology. I learned that it's not only growing babies, grow other things. So I'm growing so many other things. These are things that keep me busy. These are my passions, and so on. That's why, if I'm able to solve the healthcare issues of Nigerians vis-a-vis Africans, will I not be happy?
You will.
The rural hub I created, the companies created by students and young people, will that not be carry? That is what we can use to fight terrorism in Nigeria. When terrorism simply means people are not gainfully employed. I saw it more than 15 years ago. I was given an assignment on what they call, by the National University Commission, on what they call institutional accreditation. When we were passing through my degree, I saw people in broad daylight walking up and down without doing anything. I said, people talk about national security. National security is not just people we see carrying guns. It's a lack of education. I asked them, why don't you give these people education? They gave me answer. I said, if these people are educated, I said, this will be a time bomb. So I was not surprised when Boko Haram started from there and so on.
Okay, so people know a lot about you, what you've achieved and all of that, but I wanted to let as many who be listening know one thing people don't know about you.
Well, I don't know whether it's just one thing. Many things people do not know about me. Are you with me? Like when they talk about my achievement, in this university, they say I created employment. But I said, that's not my achievement. I created more employment than even the entire Southeast state government combined during my tenure. I told you I like giving birth. Are you with me? They said the greatest empowerment is building human capacity. That's what people don't know about me. The platform I built for education in this place. By the time I came on board, University of Nigeria admitted about 5,000 students per year. By the time I left, JAMB gave us permission to admit about 10,000. That is it. Open access to education. When you watch what they call it, the movie about what I did in university, you find a student saying what I did for them. Their class did not benefit from the laptop project I did for the university. We produced Lion laptops here.
Yes.
And students got it at rock bottom prices. They said because now they were made to pay instrumentally. Naira devalues. If you buy it at 50,000 and you finish paying it in 4 years at reduced price. So the girl was saying that she doesn't come from, a high-end family. He gave her access to laptops and so on, digitally qualified. Because another one who went to US to study, he said that they are challenged because of lack of technology, they can't cope with research. Everything there is, you don't call, please come and help me or come and type for me. They'll say you are no good. They remove you from the job. You can see that. Do people know that about me? That is open up access. At that period, a politician went and engaged me. They started attacking me all over, that I'm making people to buy laptops and so on. But other people around me, we are knowledgeable. In South Africa, you must have a laptop. In Canada, you must have, in the US. But they're now scared that because people now have access to that. So I don't even know where to start. What impresses me, like when I entered the office of a minister in Abuja, if agriculture, they asked me, where did you study agriculture? Because by the time I left, I've developed an agricultural package in Southern Nigeria. I saw that in Botswana, you have more cows than people. Their students, you don't pay school fees. You don't pay for hostels. Where do they get the money? We can do that in Nigeria, even from agriculture. The piggery, there are some big ones there. There was a year the richest man in China was just growing pigs.
Wow.
Yes. You can do anything. You can see the spirit of entrepreneurship. You can repeat that in Nigeria and export it outside. It's not oil. Oil has no use. It causes fights all over. All you need is, what I showed in Nigeria is intellect. I told them, developing. I set up international research centers here. Some of them attract up to $200,000 grants. Wow. That is what we developed in the University of Nigeria.
Wow.
I built projects and so on. That is the projects I got their contracts are still being built now.
So personality-wise, character-wise, personality-wise, what's one thing people don't know about you? Maybe people are just seeing the outward personality.
Yeah, when they see me, they say that, Ozumba, he bulldozes, he can shout, and so on. But when you can't hear me, you can't start praising yourself. Let people say what they think about me. I think that's the best thing. The outcome, that's why I told you, you should have read that book.
Yes.
That's the best way to, yes. You see what people, I'm so shy to say what I think about myself.
So what are your fears?
About life?
Yes.
If I tell you, I have no fears. I'm being honest with you. If you do good, that good will come back to you. So my guiding principle is to do good. Rather, fear God and carry out his injunctions. You can never miss it. If I give you a testimony, when I came as Vice Chancellor in 2014, I think 2015, they were doing this thing at Professor Alexandra, giving prizes to people. One student came, he was trying to give me a letter. I told my student, what do you mean? What do you allow this chap? Get this thing. I didn't look at it again. About a month again, I will go through my pants. I got out the document. He said, thank you, Professor Ozumba. If not for you, I will not be here today. I made a first class in engineering. The best result. You made me to do my exams. 10 of them were brought up. They said they shouldn't do exam. I said, what if we mean that they didn't pay school fees? I said, well, that's been very heartless. It should never happen. They should go and do the exams. He did it. 10 of them. He made a first class. Of course, the other 9, is it not from the Bible? Where's the other 9 lepers? I'm coming. I said, it so touched me. Anywhere in the world, you get admission, come. We'll see how you can pay. I think within 4 months or so, this boy came back. It's very brainy. He's got admission to the best university in New York State. I said, what? It's not what I meant. How can I pay? I don't have the money. What I mean is that you come to that, I can employ you as what? Graduate assistant. I work for a TED fund. I said, I've spoken. And then, when you a public officer travels, they give you a stack of I'll pay it in bits. Within 18 months, you have finished his master's. You can use that to judge me. That's what I told them. I won't tell you about. But listen, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The one I like is when people say that I shout on them and so on. That's okay if I may. I'm coming. By next year, I got my son to apply. I didn't know about the school. Eventually I told my son, okay, let's apply to this one. I didn't know. Then the boy, that guy I paid for, went and enrolled for PhD. But because of his background, he couldn't continue. My son applied, they gave him scholarship. Has the good Lord not paid me all over?
It has,
They paid
actually.
him. Do you know, by last week, my son phoned home, he had completed his PhD. Everything on scholarship.
Wow. Your first son or?
My first son,
Wow.
yes, I have daughters like you. They are medical doctors. They wrote for their specialist course in the United States. So you can see, that's when you say about fear. When I received such testimonies, I became a vice chancellor. That's why I won't even go into that. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All the chairman of council who came, they told me that you'll be the vice chancellor. Then people got panicking and started fighting. Did they succeed in removing me?
Not at all.
Did they succeed in stopping this celebration? Did I tell you to come?
Not at all.
It is up.
I think this will lead to my next question.
Yes.
As a public figure, how do you deal with negative press?
Negative press will regret itself and correct it. I mean, I have some of it here. A chief justice of a state who tells me that for a public officer, every press is positive press. Like, if they don't, I won't give you the example they gave. I mean, if the press stops talking about you, say you should do something, and they start talking about you, and you win, you know, all those, you see, all those ones will come to fall. See, the public officer, you should be talked about, and don't expect all of them to be positive. But if you've been doing like I told them, when I came here, the first thing with 2015, we had West African University Games. You can say I was ready for the job. Within that 2015, we have Conference of African Vice Chancellors. They said it was the best. A billionaire came around and gave them each one of them $3,000 and so on. So anytime I move around Africa, they can't forget me.
Okay.
Before you know it, everything, we started having the first Waste to Wealth, my own initiative. Have you been seeing such things anymore?
No.
Have you seen that in university? The first electric car, they were all my initiatives. Are you with me? The first science park, the first rural hub, all the programs are accredited. You can see we are now number one in
Webometrics.
and so on. It's all my policies. And the greatest legacy, I don't want to judge that. If they ask me, I'll say it's the peace. Before I came here, peace and political at the University of Nigeria. I was in Taiwan visiting. The executive secretary visited. I said, please, can I hold on? So I rushed back and he said, don't need to come back. I've seen something in this university that you succeeded in demilitarizing the university. And you know where this place was like. That you saw people moving out of my office open-handed. Because when I came to find peace, just put my hand like this. If you have any case, come before me. Discuss it with me. Like I'm telling you, as I speak extempore. If your argument is superior, take it. The people I work with, I never know them. I don't need to know them. That the people handling this project. I say, come. Come as you are.
So who is your role model?
Role model? Well, you see, let me tell you. Extremely difficult to answer. When I was a child, I saw in my father's library a book called The Boy's Life of John F. Kennedy. He said, whatever you're doing, be the best. That their father told you is a dish ticker. In the United States, when I was in Harvard, I was just newly married. They didn't let my father return. After writing, I quoted it. It became so powerful. Maybe one reason why they say goes mature. Because I can beat anybody in their own terrain.
So is it John F. Kennedy?
Yes.
Wow.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy, The Boy's Life of John F. Kennedy. So anytime I put that book, Americans look, but many of them have not seen, they go and start searching for what you can buy it. You see, that's what I talk about my background. It's unique.
When did you start your medical career?
What
age?
Well, let me tell you how it went. I was delayed by the Civil War. Could have been earlier on. But I entered University of Lagos in 1973, prelim medicine, medical school, 1974, graduated March 1979.
So what age? That 970, how old were you then?
Well, it depends. By March 1979, when I graduated, I was 24 years and 11 months.
And 11 months.
Yes, I remember I had committed to mind.
Okay, so people normally see lecturing as a broke job. People see that as something that you cannot use to, feed or earn a living, a decent living.
That my background is different. My father, they claim they didn't tell me to the process they choose, but you know you can see their movements. Even the specialization I told you, specialized in looking after mothers, their babies, gynecology. Because of my background, my uncles had gone to the best schools in North America. One went to Princeton, where Albert Einstein taught good engineering, and that one went to Stanford. At times they get more Nobel Prizes than Harvard. And that one went to Canada, McGill, the best there. My father had a degree of this, so they presented to academia. Even when I was talking of private practice, we could see their movements. Even to go to the United States, they said I should, maybe finish with Nigeria. Then, to become a vice chancellor, I told my father, should I move to be a minister or vice chancellor? Would I be a vice chancellor? You can see everything is discussed. Like this man, Albert Einstein, he said that God does not throw dice. Nothing happens by chance. It is one achievement at 1% intelligence, 99% perspiration. You have to work in that direction. Anything. You see what I mean? Which public image don't have in Nigeria? It depends on what you do with the public image. And if it is money making, with all the entrepreneurship I'm doing, what else do you need?
So these lecturers need to bring in entrepreneurship.
Yes, in the United States, the best of the universities, the professors pay themselves because you are paid from grants you get.
Okay.
But, yes, and use it to they tell you they could be crude about it. How much money can you bring in? That's what they're advertising for chair. They call it chair. What they mean, how much grants can you bring in? That's why I told you my achievements here. There's no way you can quantify it. I built international research centers for environment. They tell me they're getting grants up to $100,000. Another one, I won't tell you, it's a secret one. You won't even know it's not us. They've gotten grants $200,000. Do you know that those ones can one day tell you they've gotten grants of 500 million? Because the university takes a 7% share of 10%. When they mature, it's difficult to quantify what I did here. And they were targeted. They didn't happen by chance. You find that in ranking, it is those centers that will write papers that will yield high impact because you don't with collaborations outside. So how do you study this?
It's clear that you've achieved so much. So this makes me wonder how much time you spend with family.
You're right.
How much time do you spend with family?
I make out time with that. If you tell you that I tell you my son has just graduated from the University of E&M, a PhD. His mates are still struggling to find master's positions because he left in 2019. How did it happen? I have to spend time with him, mentoring him, do this.
Wow.
Let me tell you, when he went to A&M, because from here I got into become certified in French and Spanish, what to call B2 level. That is, you can work as a diplomat.
Proficient.
Yes. Is there anybody in your class, even level, who has this profession? That is mentoring, staying with them, telling them, this is the way my parents did me. That's what made the difference.
You mentored your kids.
That's because I was with them, yes. And that's what I'm telling you. What happened, he went to that university. They do job fairs in America. That's why I told him go to America, because some of my friends told him come to South, he gets a PhD in 2.5 years. That is what I wanted to plug to North America because I know what it means.
So how do you balance the time?
I'm coming, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He went for a job fair, he look at CV. Tell me something is missing. What is it? Leadership. Americans value leadership. That's when he took off unionism and so on. Then he went and ran for president of the engineering students. When he goes to the group that speaks Spanish, he speaks it. The group that speaks French, he speaks it. They gave him the votes. So, like Albert Einstein says, nothing happens by accident. He said, God will not be there. You can see that I stay with them. Like my daughter, I told them, they're not prepared for their US venture. If I show you my, because being with them, they learned French. I mean, they learned how to pass the American exams from Nigeria. These are what people pay to go. And they're all proficient in language because I've learned in the present world, language breaks barriers. It was a Swedish woman I went for a party, said it. Now your children have to learn 3 languages: English, French, and Spanish. Well, we're in the English, and maybe Chinese. They can move out. Because if you speak 100% language, you become brothers and sisters, not friends.
Very true. Even in Nigeria, if you speak Hausa, for example, in the land, they take you home.
If you speak, they'll take you home.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are something else. That's it.
Okay. Sir, I would love to ask at this juncture, what is your secret to success?
You're
He
right.
will ask you what's secret? What made you successful?
I like your language. Because the great civil rights leader, Malcolm X, said, if you are chasing fox with somebody and he's beating you, go and watch, there's something he's doing you're not doing. And that is the secret. Like African Americans, what is the secret, brother? As I told you, my secret is what Albert Einstein says. He says, success or ingenuity is 1% inspiration, 99% hard work. You must work hard on your dream. If you don't work hard on your dream, will you succeed? Will you?
No.
This is your dream. I can see how passionate and you're doing it. You'll meet success. As you interview people, somebody will tell them, remember there's somebody who can do this very well. And Prof, as a young man, that's the one who will be. Say, look at secret. It is me, selfless. I know what I'm looking for. It's way on. By Einstein, arguably, about the most intelligent person in the 20th century. He was most successful. As smart as people believed he was, he brought the formula for the atomic bomb. He said it is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration, sweating.
So hard work is the secret. If you're not ready to work hard.
If I didn't work hard on my projects, that's why the Swedish man said, when he saw what was happening, he said he had never seen such a system. Then when he see what I'm saying, the people we are working with in Nigeria, what's wrong with them? Why are they not making use of you and so on? Remember, I never lose hope. If I lost hope, I won't be the Vice Chancellor. As I told you, when I vied to be the Vice Chancellor in 2009, many things happened. We know who came first. Like people say, we know who came first in the last election. So that is it. You've seen the secret. Like when I was preparing, I wanted to go to America for a specialist course, but I still went to Harvard, as I told you. The book I was reading says there's no shortcut to success. So I was properly programmed. There are no shortcuts.
Do you
That's
rest
why I'm
at
still
all?
working. Now you're asking, you can see, I told you that 70 is the new 40.
Do you rest?
How can I rest?
Oh.
So I'm asking the secret to my success. If I now stop, and so on.
So you keep pushing.
Yes.
Keep the ground running.
I'm never comfortable
Wow.
being another or being in the second position. No. It's not a good position. You keep on complaining. That's why I don't complain. I just wait for the next opportunities.